Making morning prayer a consistent habit is not just a spiritual discipline, it is a transformative practice that reshapes the way you live, think, and experience each day. Consistency in prayer creates a rhythm in your life, a rhythm that aligns your heart with God's purpose, your mind with clarity, and your spirit with peace. When prayer becomes the first act of your day, it sets a standard, a pattern, a precedent for how the rest of your day unfolds. The habit of praying first strengthens your faith because over time, you begin to witness the tangible results of this practice. Doors open, challenges are overcome, opportunities arise, and your inner life becomes more centered and resilient. It teaches discipline not as an obligation, but as a joyful choice to place your life under divine guidance before allowing the world to influence your thoughts and actions. Daily morning prayer also cultivates awareness and sensitivity to God's voice. As you make it a habit, you become more attuned to the subtle ways in which guidance, inspiration, and wisdom enter your life. You begin to recognize patterns, receive insight before decisions are made, and respond with discernment rather than impulsiveness. This awareness transforms ordinary life into a spiritually guided journey where choices are intentional, relationships are nurtured, and challenges are approached with confidence. Furthermore, habitual morning prayer builds resilience. Life is unpredictable and circumstances can often feel overwhelming. But starting each day in communion with God equips you with strength, perspective, and courage. You face trials not as a victim of circumstance, but as a person anchored in purpose, fortified by faith, and empowered by divine support. The habit also enhances your ability to influence and bless others. A life rooted in consistent prayer creates a ripple effect. Your peace, wisdom, and strength impact the people you interact with, creating opportunities to encourage, guide, and inspire those around you. Over time, the habit of praying first establishes a sense of reliability in your spiritual life. It becomes a non-negotiable foundation upon which all other activities rest. You no longer rely solely on your own understanding, but consistently invite divine guidance into every step, ensuring that your actions, decisions, and words are aligned with higher purpose. This habit fosters a mindset that is proactive, intentional, and spiritually aware, allowing you to navigate life with clarity and confidence. Ultimately, making morning prayer a consistent practice transforms more than just the start of your day. It transforms your entire life. It ensures that every day, no matter the circumstances, begins with purpose, peace, and connection to a power greater than yourself. It creates a life where divine guidance is not an occasional visitor, but a constant presence shaping your decisions, strengthening your spirit, and empowering you to live fully and impactfully. The habit of praying first is the ultimate act of prioritization. It puts God first, sets the tone for the day, and ensures that your life flows in alignment with divine will, purpose, and blessing. Prayer is not just about asking for help or requesting blessings. It is about aligning your life with God's purpose and seeking divine guidance in every decision, action, and interaction. When you start your day with prayer, you are positioning yourself to receive clarity, discernment, and wisdom before the business of life pulls you in 100 different directions. Life presents countless choices every day, some obvious and some subtle, and the way you navigate those choices determines the trajectory of your day, your relationship, and ultimately your life. By praying first, you invite God to guide your thoughts, your words, and your actions, ensuring that every step you take is aligned with His plan for you. Many people underestimate the power of starting their day in this way. They think prayer is only about asking for help when things go wrong, but it is much more than that. Prayer is proactive, it is preventative, it equips you to make decisions wisely, respond to challenges with patience, and interact with others with understanding and compassion. When you pray first, you are effectively putting a divine filter on every choice you make. You are asking God, show me which paths to walk, which doors to enter, which words to speak, and which actions to take so that I honor you and fulfill the purpose you have for me today. This level of intentionality transforms ordinary decisions into spiritually guided opportunities. It shifts your mindset from reaction to strategy, from uncertainty to clarity, and from confusion to confident action. Prayer also sharpens your discernment. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and conflicting opinions, it is easy to be misled or pulled off course. Morning prayer helps you distinguish between what is beneficial and what is harmful, what is a distraction, and what is a divine assignment. It heightens your spiritual awareness and strengthens your intuition, allowing you to navigate life with insight rather than instinct alone. Moreover, starting the day with prayer builds a habit of dependence and trust. You are reminded that you do not walk through the challenges of life alone. You have access to wisdom, strength, and guidance from a higher power that surpasses human understanding. This awareness instills confidence, peace, and purpose in every action. Decisions that might otherwise feel overwhelming or confusing become manageable because you approach them with a heart attuned to God's direction. Over time, the practice of praying first develops a consistent connection to divine guidance so that your entire day is infused with intention, clarity, and focus. It ensures that your choices are not driven by fear, stress, or societal pressure, but by wisdom, alignment, and purpose. By inviting God's guidance first thing in the morning, you transform your day from a series of reactive moments into a sequence of purposeful, empowered, and spiritually directed actions that move you closer to the life you were meant to live. When you start your day with prayer, you are opening the door for God's power to work in your life in ways that ordinary effort alone cannot achieve. Prayer is not simply a routine, it is a channel through which divine influence flows into every circumstance, decision, and encounter you will face. The mornings you dedicate to prayer are mornings where miracles can manifest, where opportunities appear, and where peace settles in the midst of chaos. Too often, people approach life relying solely on their own strength, thinking that planning, effort, and intellect are enough to navigate the complexities of the day. While these tools are important, they are limited without spiritual alignment. Prayer first is a declaration that you are inviting a higher power to shape your day, to direct your steps, and to open doors that may otherwise remain closed. The impact of beginning with prayer is not always immediate or visible. but over time it becomes unmistakable. Decisions that once seemed difficult become clear. Obstacles that appeared insurmountable suddenly find solutions. Situations that felt heavy and burdensome are met with peace and understanding. By seeking God's presence at the start of your day, you are essentially creating an environment where your efforts are amplified and your influence is maximized. Prayer also transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. Tasks that might seem mundane or repetitive take on new significance because they are approached with purpose and divine guidance. Encounters with people, whether challenging or routine, become opportunities for encouragement, wisdom, and meaningful impact. Even in the face of opposition, prayer equips you with resilience, patience, and discernment, ensuring that your responses are not reactive but guided by higher insight. Starting the day with prayer also aligns your heart and mind, allowing peace, joy, and strength to permeate your actions. When external circumstances threaten to disrupt your focus, the foundation built through morning prayer acts as a stabilizing force. It reminds you that no matter what arises, your day is under divine supervision and your life is anchored in a power greater than the challenges before you. This spiritual alignment fosters confidence and courage, enabling you to pursue your goals, face difficulties, and navigate uncertainty with assurance. Moreover, habitual morning prayer instills a consistent awareness of God's presence throughout the day. It becomes easier to recognize guidance, opportunities, and protection in the midst of activity and chaos. The miracles may not always be dramatic, but they are evident in the clarity of decisions, the peace in your heart, and the sense of purpose that infuses every step. By choosing to pray first, you transform your day into a landscape where divine power interacts with your life, turning ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences and ordinary actions into opportunities for impact and fulfillment. Morning prayer does more than start your day. It positions you in a place of spiritual alignment and protection. Every day presents challenges, distractions, and pressures that can easily overwhelm you if you face them unprepared. From the moment you wake up, the world is vying for your attention, ready to pull your mind and heart in multiple directions. Emails, messages, responsibilities, traffic, deadlines, these are not inherently bad, but without spiritual preparation, they can become a source of stress, frustration, and even discouragement. By pausing to pray first, you create a spiritual shield around yourself, one that strengthens your heart, clears your mind, and protects your soul. Prayer acts as a firewall against negativity, confusion, and fear, reminding you that you are not alone in the struggles you face. It is in those quiet, intentional moments before the day begins that you invite divine guidance into your life. You are essentially saying, God, I am stepping into this day under your watchful eye. Protect my mind from confusion. Guard my heart from discouragement. Let my steps be ordered and my actions aligned with your will. This alignment is crucial because when your spirit is grounded, your reactions to life's challenges change. You no longer respond impulsively or out of anxiety. Instead, your decisions are filtered through wisdom. Your actions are tempered with patience, and your relationships are guided by discernment. Prayer first is also an act of preparation that acknowledges the unseen forces at work in your life. You cannot control everything, but you can invite divine influence to lead your steps. It is a conscious declaration that you are not leaving your day to chance or to the whims of circumstances. You are saying that your thoughts, your words, and your choices will be aligned with purpose and truth. Over time, this practice cultivates spiritual awareness. You begin to notice how the day unfolds differently when it starts with prayer, how obstacles seem more manageable, how interactions become more meaningful, and how peace permeates moments that might otherwise bring stress or conflict. Protection through prayer is not about avoiding challenges. It is about equipping yourself to face them with strength and clarity. It is about recognizing that God's presence provides a safeguard that no external force can penetrate. Starting your day with this intentional act of prayer ensures that your spirit is not caught off guard by the pressures of life. It creates a rhythm of reliance on God that carries you through each hour, giving you courage to move forward, confidence to make decisions, and peace to navigate uncertainty. In essence, prayer as a morning practice transforms the ordinary hours of the day into moments of divine alignment where guidance, protection, and purpose flow naturally from a heart that has chosen to begin the day in communion with God. Many people start their mornings by immediately engaging with the world, checking their phones, scrolling through social media, reading emails, or diving straight into work. While these actions may seem harmless or even necessary, they often set the tone for a day filled with distraction, stress, and reactive decision making. When you allow the noise of the world to hit you before you've centered yourself in prayer, you give control of your emotions and thoughts to outside forces. Your mind becomes crowded, your spirit fatigued, and your focus scattered. But when you intentionally pause before the day begins, when you bow in prayer and lift your heart to God, you reclaim control and establish a rhythm that prepares you to face life's demands with clarity and strength. Prayer before distraction acts as a spiritual reset, creating a sacred space in your mind and heart where divine wisdom can take precedence over the noise of the world. It is in these moments that you can align your intentions, priorities, and attitude with God's purpose for your life, rather than reacting to the external pressures that often dominate your morning. By choosing to pray first, you are making a conscious decision to anchor yourself in peace, perspective, and purpose. You are telling the day, I will not allow chaos or distraction to dictate my emotions, my decisions, or my destiny. I will start this day grounded in God's wisdom and power. This simple act of prioritizing prayer transforms the way you respond to challenges, stress, and unexpected situations. When your spirit has been prepared first, your reactions shift from impulsive or frustrated responses to measured, purposeful, and confident actions. You carry a sense of calm that comes not from avoiding difficulties, but from being spiritually equipped to handle them. Furthermore, avoiding the trap of immediate distraction helps you remain intentional with your time and energy. The day becomes less about reacting to what everyone else demands and more about executing what God has designed specifically for you. Prayer first is about creating boundaries in your life, boundaries that protect your mind, your emotions, and your heart. It cultivates discipline and focus, allowing you to prioritize the things that matter most. It reminds you that before you speak, act, or make decisions, you are rooted in a power greater than any challenge you might face. Over time, this practice becomes transformative. It changes the trajectory of your days, the quality of your relationships, and the outcomes of your efforts. By resisting the urge to dive immediately into distractions and instead starting with prayer, you not only gain peace and clarity, but you also invite divine guidance into every interaction, every task, and every decision, ensuring that your day unfolds under purpose rather than chaos. Starting your day with prayer is more than just a ritual. It is a declaration of dependence on God and a conscious decision to place Him at the center of your life before anything else. Many people wake up and immediately begin reacting to the world, checking their phones, responding to emails, attending to tasks, or rushing through responsibilities without pausing to seek guidance or strength from the one who holds all things together. When you begin your day in this way, you are allowing the pressures, distractions, and demands of the day to dictate your mood, your choices, and even your destiny. But when you start your day with prayer, you are reclaiming control and setting a foundation for everything that follows. Prayer first is not a sign of weakness or a mere routine. It is a recognition that you cannot navigate life's complexities by yourself. It is a bold statement that you are willing to invite divine wisdom, power, and protection into every step you take. The morning hours are precious because they represent a fresh start, a clean slate, and an opportunity to position yourself spiritually before the world begins to bombard you with its noise and challenges. By choosing to pray first, you are deliberately saying, I will not be governed by fear, frustration, or uncertainty. I will start this day in alignment with God's purpose for me. This simple act has profound implications. It transforms your perspective, allowing you to approach situations with patience, clarity, and confidence rather than anxiety or confusion. It builds a spiritual resilience that prepares you to handle unexpected obstacles, confront difficult people, or make critical decisions with discernment. When you pray first, you are essentially placing a spiritual shield around yourself, equipping your heart and mind to respond rather than react. It reminds you that your identity, your worth, and your path are anchored not in circumstances, but in a higher power who loves you, guides you, and equips you for every challenge. Furthermore, starting with prayer nurtures an ongoing awareness of God's presence throughout your day. It encourages you to stay connected, even amidst the business and noise of life, and creates a habit of turning to Him first in times of uncertainty or need. Over time, this practice cultivates a sense of peace, confidence, and purpose that is unshakable because it is rooted in the eternal rather than the temporary. By taking these first moments to seek God's guidance, you are not only preparing yourself spiritually, but you are also declaring that every decision, every action, and every word will be filtered through divine wisdom. It is in these moments on your knees before the world stirs that you set the trajectory of your day, ensuring that it unfolds under God's favor rather than under the chaos of distraction or stress.